He said that? Good evening. Robert De Niro lit the world on fire outside of the Trump trial. Let's just say things went well. So tonight we have a special report giving you the full breakdown on just how well it went, along with a special sit-down interview with De Niro to talk about it. Just a couple days ago, Robert De Niro, representing the Biden-Harris campaign for re-election through mail-in ballots, had some deeply nuanced takes. Take a look.
Under Trump, this kind of government will perish from the earth. I don't mean to scare you. No, wait, maybe I do mean to scare you. If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye that we all take for granted.
Not only that, but he also faced a bit of an angry crowd who wasn't willing to take his made-up words at face value, which was a little disrespectful. Take a look.
What are you saying? They're traitors. You gotta, I don't know, I don't even know how to deal with you, my friend. The Democrats, you are gangsters. You are gangsters. You're washed up.
Now, that's a man who certainly appears confident in what he stands for. This just in! President Trump has been convicted in his hush money trial. Stay tuned, because we just destroyed our democracy to save our democracy. So things should be good. But enough about Trump. Back to the man who hates him. We wanted to hear from De Niro himself to get his thoughts about his very impactful appearance in New York. So we sat down with him in his rather sketchy looking hotel room. Roll the footage. Can you frame me just here up?
Yeah.
Robert De Niro, it's a pleasure. So, buddy, outside of the Trump trial, you delivered a rather polarizing speech. That went well.
Yeah.
But seriously, it didn't go well. Most people hate you now. Are you doing okay?
No, I'm okay.
It's okay to let your emotions out, Robert. Okay, you don't want to talk about it. It's kind of weird that you and Sam Bankman-Fried have the same bodyguard. Are you a little nervous that people might find out about a mysterious connection that might be going on there?
I'll be nervous about it, but at the same time, it's a nice thing.
It's always nice to be safe. And you know, it is remarkable that you found the time to take a break from your acting career to do this speech for Biden. How many years past your prime would you say you are?
Over 60. Well, you said, yeah, 60 exactly.
That's a long time to be irrelevant.
Yeah.
What made you decide to step out of your lane and act like you have half a clue about what's going on in America?
Well, I wanted to act,
That's great. Like, if you can't get an acting job anywhere else, you took to the podium to act like Biden's a good president and Trump is an evil dictator. And you said some things that some would characterize as made up, right? Like you said, if Trump gets back in office, he'll never leave. Where'd you come up with that?
That's not real.
Well, yeah, everyone knows it's not real, but I think it's super creative of you to come up with that. Did you have any help?
No, I just learned it on my own.
Now, I loved your strategy of walking to the mics with a mask on so you could be medically protected. And then precisely at this point, you knew you were COVID safe somehow. And then when you were at the mics, objectively closer to many more people, you still knew the mask was unnecessary then.
Especially with the mask these days and everything.
It looks so good on you. And I love that you're still doing science. It made for a great political statement.
Yeah.
Now, you made a statement that if Trump returns to the White House, we can kiss elections goodbye. Let's take a look at that.
If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye that we all take for granted. And elections, forget about it. That's over. That's done. If he gets in, I can tell you right now, he will never leave.
Whew. There's a lot there, Bob. So supporting the political persecution of Trump to essentially stop this election helps save future elections by stopping this one. How does that work?
It's what it is.
I appreciate your commitment to nuanced thinking. Oh, and you have said that you wouldn't even play Donald Trump as a character in a movie because the man is so evil, presumably because of your superior moral character. And kind of on the other hand, you have played a murderer, rapist, pedophile in Cape Fear, and you have been accused of being a pedophile in real life. Oh, and the Paris police did detain you for questioning over your involvement in a prostitution ring involving minors. You've had your fair share of sexual misconduct accusations, just par for the course. And you're good friends with convicted serial pedophile Peter Ingard, pictured here close to Epstein's Island. How are you so fortunate to be involved in circles with such impeccable, superior moral character?
So I'm very lucky.
And like attracts like. Let's not forget that. You must have a few STDs from all that.
7 now.
7? Your junk must look like Harvey Weinstein's, who's also a good buddy of yours. I remember when you proudly announced the project you wanted to do with beloved Harvey. You keep good company, Robert. And do you think Harvey ever did anything wrong?
No.
You must appreciate the fact that you're not in jail.
That I can tell you.
Now, before we bring this thing to a close, we have footage of the first version of your speech and dress rehearsal that I'm told you wrote honestly from your heart before those pesky speechwriters punched it up a bit. Let's take a look at that.
First of all, everyone please put on your masks and keep your distance. Some of us are really weak and fragile, and I don't know why they made this podium so high. I told them I'm coming straight from the bathhouse and didn't have my platform shoes with me. I'm speaking to you today because I'm a scared little man, a washed-up actor with lots of skeletons in my closet. People like me need Joe Biden in power, not because he's any good, but because he enjoys the same sick perversions we do.
Thinking back to that original speech, do you ever think you should have just went with that one? Jesus! All right, I've heard enough from you. This guy talks like Biden. It's been lovely, Bob. Thank you for taking the time. You're doing good work. What a riveting interview. And based on recent polling, De Niro swayed everyone in the crowd to change their vote from Trump to Biden. And those made-up polling numbers will be reflected once we tabulate the votes and make necessary adjustments to get the correct result. That's it for today's news. Please pay attention to celebrities who speak to you like a tyrant when they warn you about a tyrant who doesn't behave like a tyrant, cause that makes sense. Good night. Real freedom-loving men and women protect their families, and part of that means you're responsible for your family's important documents and passwords. But because big tech has proven you can't trust normal cloud storage services, what do? Well, luckily now there is Bunker. Bunker is a secure cloud storage, password manager, surveillance-free messaging service at a fraction of the price if you were to purchase those services individually. And as a freedom lover, I love that. Did you know passwords continue to be the leading vector of online vulnerability? But Bunker takes care of that. And their encrypted cloud storage eliminates other cyber attack criminal vectors. And Bunker offers free, surveillance-free private messaging. When you find out both Tucker Carlson and RFK Jr. have reported that their Signal messages have been spied on, and then you find out the new leftist radical CEO of NPR is on the board of Signal and has close ties with the CIA, you'll be even more grateful for Bunker. With Bunker, wherever you go, you have everything that's important to you with you at all times. For the love of freedom and your family, go to the App Store now and download Bunker now and use code AWAKEN for 25% off. Bunker lets you protect what's most important to those who are most important to you. Go download Bunker now, unless you want complete totalitarian control.